Welcome to the Epic Entrepreneurs Podcast, the ultimate destination for business leaders and change makers like you, who are not just satisfied with success, but are striving to create a lasting impact. I'm your host, Nico Van de Venne, a legacy coach, entrepreneur, and fervent believer in the power of legacy. Do you find yourself pondering what's beyond success? Have you ever thought about the legacy you'll leave behind? If so, you're in the right place. Here, we don't just talk about business. We talk about the journey from success to legacy. Each week, we'll dive deep into insightful conversations with distinguished entrepreneurs, legacy builders, and experts in various fields. We'll uncover the secrets to creating a sustainable business, transcending societal norms, and building a legacy that will shape future generations. So if you're ready to go beyond profits and accolades, to create a life and business that not only succeeds today but impacts tomorrow, then stick around, because the Epic Entrepreneurs Podcast is the roadmap you've been waiting for. Welcome to the Epic Entrepreneurs Podcast, the ultimate destination for business leaders and change makers like you, who are not just satisfied with success, but are striving to create a lasting impact. I'm your host, Nico Van de Venne, a legacy coach, entrepreneur, and fervent believer in the power of legacy. Do you find yourself pondering what's beyond success? Have you ever thought about the legacy you'll leave behind? If so, you're in the right place. Here, we don't just talk about business. We talk about the journey from success to legacy. Each week, we'll dive deep into insightful conversations with distinguished entrepreneurs, legacy builders, and experts in various fields. We'll uncover the secrets to creating a sustainable business, transcending societal norms, and building a legacy that will shape future generations. So if you're ready to go beyond profits and accolades, to create a life and business that not only succeeds today but impacts tomorrow, then stick around, because the Epic Entrepreneurs Podcast is the roadmap you've been waiting for. Welcome to the Epic Entrepreneurs Podcast. My name is Nico Van de Venne, and I am going to guide you today through a very specific life-changing process. In about 2006, 2008, I joined a course of the Stephen Covey Institute. It was run by one of my company's major trainers, and starting this whole process of becoming a different person was actually rooted in that moment, in that one training where I changed my view of the world completely. Now, to help you guide in this process, I would advise you to not be driving your car, but on the other hand, you actually can follow this whole process by just listening into it and imagining a couple of things while you're doing whatever you're doing. I know usually people listen to podcasts while they're walking or when they're driving, but in this case, maybe it might be a good idea to just do it in the evening while you're in a quiet place. On the other hand, you never know if you just try. So when I started this experience, it was in a group of people, and at some point our trainer was discussing the purpose of our lives. The purpose of course, it was business related, so it went into that direction where they were clearly stating, well, where do you see yourself in like 5-6 years? I had no idea, because I was at the time just, grinding the day by and working from 9 to 5 basically. If you know who I am right now, 9 to 5 is not really in my vocabulary anymore. So at that point, I started to think about, okay, what would I really like to do in the next 5 years? At the time, I had a young family. I was almost just married. So for that point, I had a couple of things in my mind. But of course, 5 years is a little bit further than just the year after. So I suddenly started thinking, okay, how will I ever be able to create an idea that is so far off? Basically, the trainer was very much prepared, of course, to guide us in a certain way where we would actually get some inspiration. So that's where this process, this guided process, came into play. Now, he did it with a video, with a pre-recorded story that was created by the Stephen Covey Institute. But I've been using this for a couple of years within my coaching, and it has helped a lot of entrepreneurs seeing a little bit further than the horizon. Of course, if you're a starter, it's a completely different story than somebody who is more experienced and had a lot of success in the past couple of years. So we all know that success is something that you build towards, you work for it, or you're a little bit more lucky and you find that ideal product that you send out into the world, and you earn a lot of money with it, and you get a lot more free time, so you can do a lot of self-development, personal development. So to get you ready, I would say put yourself in a mindset of just undergoing this story and try to create a way of thinking where you're just open-minded. You just leave it at what it is and take in and try to remember whatever comes up into your mind, or if you're a visual person, just try to remember a couple of images. If you're a thinker, you have this extra voice in your head telling you everything every day. Try to listen to that voice. If you're in any other way, how your brain works, try to remember what comes up. So let's begin. So imagine that you're in a further future, a couple of years, might be a decade, and it's one of your regular mornings. You get up in the morning, you get out of bed, you walk towards your bathroom, you get ready, and you see yourself in the image in the mirror. Now, the person that's standing there is a much older person than what you normally see these days. So have a look and slowly absorb who you see. Now, it's not actually one of those normal days. It's a pretty special day for you at this point. You hear somebody knocking on the door, ringing the doorbell, and it's about time that you open up. But of course, you open up and you let the person in, and it's one of your best friends, and you just say, "Hey, I just got up. Give me a moment. I just want to have a quick snack, a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, and then we'll go." And the person says, "Yeah, take your time. This is your day. No problem at all." So you take your breakfast, have a chat with this person, and it's somebody that you really feel comfortable with. It's somebody that's been there for you in all kinds of times, in the good times, in the bad times, and always supported you. So you enjoy your time with this guy, with this lady. Now, at some point, you're going to have to get up and go wherever you're going for that day. And the person says, "Well, you know what? You just wait here. I will come and get you, but I've got a little surprise for you." And he takes out a blindfold, and they ask you to put that on. Of course, you agree. You trust the person you're with, so they're probably going to do something very special for you. So you put on the blindfold, and they walk you outside. Once you're outside, you feel and you hear a car door opening, and they guide you inside. They protect your head and they make you go into the car. Once you sit down, you feel that you're not in the front seat. You're in the passenger seat, and it feels like there's a lot more room around you. There's a spacious area around you. So the person gets into the other side of the car, and even when you hear the door open on the other side, you hear that it's a lot more spacious. So it's just walks in and sits down and says, okay, now you can take off your blindfold. And you see a beautiful limousine interior in front of you. You see the blinded doors on the side. You see a couch leading away a little bit from you. So this is a space where there's a lot more people that can sit down. And you see that there's 2 or 3 people there whom you have loved to work with, whom you've been having conversations with your whole life, and those people are there. They cheer and they say, hi, it's us, and surprise, and welcome, and we're gonna have a great day. So sit back, relax. Here's a glass of your favorite drink. We didn't forget, this is your favorite drink. Go right ahead and have a sip, and let's chat while we're driving. And one of them knocks on the window of the driver, and the little window goes down, and he says, okay, let's go to our destination. Thanks for waiting. So the window goes back up and everybody's chatty. You're sitting there enjoying and really taking in the whole experience. You're taking the time, you're enjoying it, you're having a sip of your drink, and it's great because it's so great that everybody remembered that this is your favorite. And so the guy that's sitting next to you, or the person that's sitting next to you, tells you, we got a little surprise for you. We're driving over there. Can take a little bit of time, but don't worry, we'll get there, and just enjoy your time while we're in the limo. And of course you do. You enjoy it. People around you, they're all people that you enjoy. You have a lot of laughs, and some people tell you a story. And suddenly they start telling you stories about how you have affected their lives. So it's beautiful to listen to them and understand the impact that you've had on them. And they're explaining this to you, how you simply just by being you, showing them the way how they can do stuff, and how they've enjoyed conversating with you and bring up ideas and stuff like that. So at some point you arrive at your destination, and it's a building that you actually know very well. It's a building that you've been to a lot in the past, and it's one of the buildings it's actually one of your favorite buildings, because it's some place where you've always felt very comfortable. A very specific place that not everybody knows, but these friends do know that you enjoy that place. So you arrive, the limo pulls up to the building, and somebody lets you out of the door. And the person holding that door is actually your partner, is the person that you've spent your life with. And they were already there, so they kind of surprised you of taking the day off and saying, hey, this is for you. We're going to enjoy this together. Let's go inside together. And all your friends get out of the limo and they start towards the entrance door. And you suddenly start to notice all these vehicles in the environment, in the vicinity. Those are all cars that you know. Those are all people's cars that you know. Well, it's just great, because all those people that you know are people that you like and who you've actually been impacting on the last couple of years, couple of decades, and you're looking forward to going inside to that building. So then the door opens up and you actually walk in, and the first couple of people you meet are the people that you like them. They've been in your life, they've had some influence, but they're not like best of friends. It's just people that you like, and they're just saying, oh yeah, great, you're here. I just wanted to tell you one thing. I wanted to thank you for this and that and stuff like that and so on. And you listen, you actually really listen to them, and you pick up all those things they tell you, which are fun things that you've done for them all these years, and going from one person to another. You really have the time, and you get the time from everybody, and everybody else just walks through, and they all go to a central room, and you're walking in that direction, but you take the time by meeting all the people that are there. And then when you leave that room, those are all the people that you've met them in life, you've had some influence on them, they've had influence on you, and you just you absorb all that information they give to you. And it's a beautiful experience, because it's fun to know that you've had a very positive impact on even people that you maybe met like a couple of days in life. But you move on to the next room, and in that room you see the people that you've recently impacted. They've been there in the last couple of years, and you've recently actually had impact on them. You've done a couple of things for them, and they, one by one, again, they tell you what you've done for them, what you actually mean to them. And if they hear your name in a conversation or whatever, they get reminded of the beautiful stuff that you've been doing for them. And then it's time to go into the biggest room in that building, and that's where you see a very strange environment, something that you would not expect, because there's people there. There's even entities there that no longer are alive, I would say. There's people that you've actually lost during your time here on our beautiful planet. But it's okay. You feel fine, you feel safe, and they're actually there to support you and to remind you of who you are and where you come from. And you actually get the opportunity to tell a couple of people, like, thank you very much for being in my life, for having been here. But all the things that you gave to me, I'm ready to let them go with you and stay with you. I no longer need those things. I just want to move on and do some new stuff and continue with my life. But they've contributed to the person that I am right now, but I'm giving back, and thank you very much for that. It was helpful at the time, but I don't need it anymore. And you get the opportunity to do that towards a lot of people, and it might be very emotional. There might be a couple of tears rolling down the cheek. And that's okay. Everybody's there. You're safe. You're just enjoying it, actually. You're not feeling threatened in any way. This is a very safe environment, and everybody there accepts what you're saying, and they understand where you're coming from. So it's an amazing experience. Now, of course, you move along because there's a lot of people there that you want to talk to, and you tell them one by one what you want to tell them, and you move on. Now, at the end of the room, there's a very, very big chair. And that's the chair where you're allowed to sit on. Everybody's there, and all the people that you've met along the way in the other room and so on, they all come in, and everybody's standing there, and there's a very big, long table in front of that one chair. Now, you're going to sit on that chair because that's the place where everybody was expecting you to sit down. And you take your time, you go to the chair, and you sit down, and you feel relieved, you feel let go, you feel all those blocking factors that have been dragging with you your whole life has just kind of melted away, and other people are taking them with them, and once they leave, they'll be gone. They won't be there anymore. You won't feel it, you won't think about it anymore. It's just gone. Bye. Thank you. You were good when you were there. I no longer need you. Thank you very much. Now, once you're sitting in that chair and you see all these people around you, there's this very unique feeling coming over you. This is the impact that you've been making in the past couple of years. And you actually take the time to think about or remind yourself of what you've been doing these last couple of years. Take it with you. Try to remember it. Just take it with you. Okay, now we're back here. We're right here. You're back in your chair. You're back where you started when we started this procedure, or when we started this whole conversation. So this is amazing. This is a wonderful way of going to the future and actually seeing what impact do I want to do? What's the stuff that I want to cause in the world? This is a great exercise for that. So if you want to do that again, feel free, restart this episode and do it again. But especially what's important right now is just write down a couple of things for yourself that you want to remember, that you want to actually do in the future, or that you want to see in the future within your own life. So you've had a certain amount of success, but there's always that wonderful, beautiful next step that can fulfill you even more, give you a lot more purpose and a lot more fulfillment in life. You can actually go and help a couple of people with your success. I always say money is a tool. It's a helping hand. It's not the final destination. It's just there to help you help others and help yourself by helping others and being here in life and having impact on a lot of people. So I want you to take your time and write down these few things. And maybe next time I'll bring up another exercise or something else that I can share with you. So thank you very much for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you want to continue following, just remember, whatever you're listening this on, put up a follow, give me a review, and I will hear you next time. Have a good time. Bye-bye.